Hello, everybody. Welcome into Talking Fitchburg on this Monday, March 28th, 2022. I'm Jeremy Crosby. Hope you had a wonderful day. Glad you're tuning in with us here for Monday's edition of TF. Whew, it's a cold weekend, huh? If you got outside and enjoyed some of the sunshine, at least, it was nice, but definitely a lot cooler weekend, which just it made it hard to be outside in some factors, but in others, it was just nice to see some sunshine after such a long week last week of cloudiness. So we're glad it's another week. It's a little bit warmer week. We talked about in the update this morning that we've got somewhat warmer temperatures coming in. But still, closer to average. They average in the mid 40s this time of year. So hopefully we're on the trend going up here moving into April. And it is the beginning of the month. So we're starting things off right as far as the show goes. We're going to check in with our friends at the Better Business Bureau, talking about those home inspections. A lot of you might be moving, might be doing whatever. We want to make sure that when you get those inspections, you get the right person to do the job. We'll talk about that with Tiffany Schultz, BBB, coming up. Plus, we have Jill in from the Fitchburg Senior Center. We'll get an update on what's happening the month of April. Hard to believe we're already coming up to April. It's like we raced through March, even though March was long at times and other wet and snowy. And it was, I guess, it lived up to be what March is, right? As far as the time of season. Speaking of season, that's where we start our headlines. And a reminder, the Sunnyside Dog Park is still closed, and that's because it's muddy out there. It is just muddy. So to preserve the turf and to keep everyone safe and clean during the thaw, the city is temporarily closing the park as we get some grass established to hold the turf together. This started back on March 13th, and it'll be closed here still for a couple of weeks. And the rain is probably helping and not helping at the same time for the park. So please respect that and stay away until it's open. We'll let you know when that reopens, hopefully as things dry out here and gives way to some nicer spring temperatures and growth of said grass. Also, a reminder from the National Weather Service and our friends at Ready Wisconsin to stay safe and watch out for flooding. You think of flooding as these massive rain events, but that's not always the case. And here's what you can think about. There doesn't have to be a heavy downpour to cause flooding, as this recent stretch of wet weather proves. Here are some steps to follow to make sure that you and your family stay safe when the weather, when the water rises. Water, yeah. Gather emergency supplies. Collect important documents, including ID cards, insurance cards, and medical records. Do not walk through high water. Check on friends, family, and neighbors that may be isolated or unaware of the situation. And for more tips, you can go to Department of Health Services.wisconsin.gov for other talks on this. Like I said, it's not so far. It was wet last week, but some areas that can flood easily, you got to be on the lookout for that. I know where I live, the water table, if it gets high, the groundwater can rise and make basements not so happy. Unless you wanted an indoor pool that you didn't know about. And sure, it's great. All right. Other news, in-person absentee voting hours for the spring election that is currently going on. Started last week, continues through this week. Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. On Friday, April 1st, they'll have an extra half hour from 7:30 a.m. to 5 o'clock p.m. to drop off your absentee ballots. For more information on absentee voting, the rules, all of that, it's on our website, fitchburgwi.gov. Reminder, Dropbox. You cannot use our Dropbox for dropping off your ballot because it's not in view of the clerks right in front of them, as the rules now state. You can't drop off your absentee ballot there. You have to hand it directly to a clerk. So you have to come in during the office hours, or you can drop it off on the day of the election at your polling location. And you can only drop off your ballot. You cannot drop off like your spouse's ballot or a friend. You got a roommate and you guys do the stuff and then bring in for no, can't do that. So if you're going to return it by mail, you better do it ASAP to make sure it gets in. And if not, stop down at City Hall. And if you didn't sign up to do this ahead of time, as far as getting an absentee ballot in the mail, you still can get down and vote absentee in person at City Hall. All right, Adult Craft Night is going to consist of fridge magnets for the Fitchburg Public Library Adult Evening of Crafts. This is happening Wednesday night, March 30th. Enjoy socializing with your fellow grown-ups at the library during a fun and relaxing craft time. Bring your own craft project or create something with the supplies we provide. This month, you're making fridge magnets, which would be kind of interesting. I wonder if you can you bring your own photo or something, or I don't know. Maybe I should attend and I'll make Andrew one. Say happy Mondays or something like that. All right, moving on. RSVP driver escort services and medical appointment rides from the Fitchburg Senior Center. The driver services program remains open. However, due to the very limited number of returning drivers, rides requests are being taken on a limited basis. Please note that we do not require notice of at least we do. I want to say that right. We do require notice of at least 5 business days for a ride request in order to find an available driver. If you are brand new to the program, time will be needed to get you registered. So please allow for that as well. RSVP will be contacting both current and new passengers regarding updated vaccine policies. Proof of a COVID-19 vaccination is required. If you have any questions, you can call Susie down at the Fitchburg Senior Center, 608-270-4290, and she can get you signed up and get you the information you need. Or if you just want to learn more about the program, you can do so there. Finally, on the news, the Better Business Bureau has a scam alert for you, and it has to do with innocent wrong number text. You got one of those? Oh, it could be a scam bot. I feel like we all get these things. Let's break it down for you. A new text message scam seems so innocent that it is tempting to reply. But con artists are using phony, wrong number text to lure victims into a conversation, falling for a scam. How does the scam work? Well, you receive a text that reads something like this. Hey, is this John? It's Amanda. We chatted on Tinder before when I came to visit my cousin, but you never met. I'm back in town, and I want to meet up with you this time. Are you free? Well, that sounds legit, right? It's probably a scam. If you reply to the text like this, even with a polite, sorry, wrong number, the stranger responds anyway, ignoring your answer. Usually you'll receive a few compliments from some photos of Amanda. Oh boy. Who appears to be, we'll just say, a what is it called? Scantily clad blonde, blonde woman. However, as the word gets out about the scam, scammers will change it up with the names, backstory, and photos. If you get anything like this, just don't even. If you continue to engage with a stranger who is really just a chatbot, it tries to trick you into registering for the dating or adult website. Your friend will encourage you to sign up for a specific website. It just gets bad from there. So what should you do? Let's just jump into that for ignoring it. Just ignore the text from strangers. Strangers on the internet can pretend to be anybody. Questions, motives behind both the solicited and unsolicited messages. If you receive a text from somebody you don't know, simply don't reply. And you can delete it. I mean, I think you just delete it off your phone, right? If you engage with a scammer, even briefly, that marks your number, makes it easy for it to get texted again. You can block the number too. I do that as well. It appears to come from the scammer. Unsolicited texts that look like they come from a chatbot or that ask you to click on a suspicious link are probably not safe. We've seen that with the fire department and the t-shirt scam too. I mean, it goes on and on. So if you don't know who it is, you're not sure, just don't do it. There's more tips online. Better Business Bureau. They've got you covered, and you should report these things. That's big. Make sure you report these things. And if you think you've given away too much information, whatever, report it. There's also help on the Department of Ag Trade Consumers website too for reporting this stuff. So you wanted to do that as well. All right, that is it for our headlines. Coming up next, we open up our digest. We're talking with the Better Business Bureau, and we're talking about home inspections, making sure you have the right inspector. Next, right here on Talking Fitchburg.
It takes all of us to slow the spread of the coronavirus, so follow guidance from authorities where you live and stay home unless absolutely necessary. Use a delivery service for essential items like food and medicine. If you must make essential trips, stay 6 feet apart from other people. Wear a cloth face covering and wash your hands for at least 20 seconds as often as possible. Visit coronavirus.gov for the latest information.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joining me today from the Better Business Bureau here in Southern Wisconsin, it is Tiffany Schultz. Tiffany, welcome back to the show. How are you doing today?
I'm great. Happy spring.
Happy spring indeed. And we got a lot of great topics coming up this month. And we're kicking it off with tips for hiring a home inspector. A lot of people looking to sell their homes, get it ready on the market. And we want to make sure that you find the right person because they are super important. Let me just tell you, first and foremost, super important. But there could be some people out there that are not so good. So tell us what to expect from these home inspectors.
If you've made an offer on a house, the next step is to hire a home inspector to make sure that what you're purchasing is what you see. Where do you find a home inspector? There's so many places that you can start. We want you to start at bbb.org. Do your homework. Don't hire anybody without doing your homework. Read customer reviews, read customer complaints, check out their rating, do an internet search with the name of the company or the name of the individual, followed with scam, name of the company, individual, followed by customer review, customer complaint. You can also look to friends and family. Who do they recommend? Who has done their home inspection? So really get a good grasp before you hire somebody on what their background is like, even before you pick up the phone and make that call.
And would you recommend even taking it a step further that you could have a great organization, could have a high rating, but you should check in with the actual person who's going to come to your house and do the inspection?
You should always have a phone conversation with the person who's going to be doing the inspection. If you call the company, that who you're talking to, that doesn't necessarily mean that's who's going to come and do the inspection. So if you really want to do your homework, and we recommend that you really dig deep and do your homework because purchasing a home is the biggest investment you're ever going to make in your lifetime. So you want to make sure that the person doing the inspection is giving a thorough inspection and also is qualified to do the inspection. So great idea to ask the person who you're talking to, if they're not doing the inspection, who is, and can I talk to that individual beforehand?
Looking for accreditations too. So like they're being part of a professional organization might be something good to back up the name of the company and folks associated with it.
Professional organization membership always gives that extra reassurance that it's a legitimate company or individual that you're dealing with. Are they an accredited business with the BBB? Are they part of a professional organization in the home inspection industry? Are they part of NARI? That's another great way to check them out. Are they part of a local chamber? So lots of ways that they can be part of the community to kind of just give that assurance that they are a legitimate business in your community.
This next one is a great tip here, and it's make sure that the home inspector is working in your best interests. What could be some situations there that might find out that inspector was really working for the realtor or something else?
Many home inspectors rely on referrals from realtors. So they have great relationships with realtors, and that realtor that you're working with may give you a referral for a home inspection company. That's great that they did, but you still want them to check them out and make sure that they're a legitimate business, but also that they have experience and they've done professional work before. A lot of times these inspectors do rely on their relationship with the realtor that they're working with to get continued business. So it's great to check them out, use them as an option, but also explore other inspectors that could do your home inspection too. So you want a kind of a great variety to pick from before you go ahead and choose the one.
And when they finally come out to do the inspection, being there in person is so important. Why is that?
Extremely important to be there. You've hired this individual to do the inspection of your home. It's a great way to ask questions, to identify any problems up front. A home inspection usually takes between 2 and 5 hours to complete, depending on the size of the home and anything that's involved with it. So if you're a first-time homeowner, you've never been through one, you're going to learn a lot. Simple things like, how do I turn on the furnace, or where does this light switch go to? Maybe it's a light switch to nowhere, and the inspector can identify that and let you know even before you get that final report from them.
Yeah, it was actually eye-opening for the first time that my wife and I bought in a home. I was here for the inspection, and it was nice to know, like, learn, yeah, like the inspector actually shared some great tips on fixing some things that would potentially be a problem. So it's very interesting in following them coming to the home. And I would think this would be something you want to find out ahead of time before they even show up. But what are you going to get as a copy, and why is that so important to have, and what that copy is of the information they document?
After the inspection, you're going to receive a final report from the inspector, and the inspection company is going to let you know what is okay, what may need work in the future, and the immediate problems that need to be addressed. And you can take that report, go back to your realtor, and use that as a negotiating tool to the seller. What are they going to fix? What are they obligated to fix? Or how much money are they going to give you in lieu of fixing it? So lots of great information comes out of that home inspection report. And you can even use that for future projects that you need to plan for down the road.
And then what happens if you do hire somebody and they just turn out to, they didn't meet your expectations? Do you report it? Where do you go next if you're like, oh man, I don't think we got everything we needed?
Well, two things going on here. If they are a legitimate company, you want to go ahead and talk with the business owner, see where they, didn't live up to your expectations. Try to resolve it first with the business owner. If you're not getting any type of response from the business owner, leave a review about that business so that others who are looking for a business to use, an inspector to use, have been warned about your experience with them. So you can head on over to bbb.org and leave a customer review, and you can leave a review on other platforms too. If it is an illegitimate company, let's say that you hired this person, turned out to be a scam, maybe they never showed up, you do want to report that to our scam tracker tool, and you can do that at bbb.org/scam tracker.
All right. Well, I'm ready to sell my home. Let's do it. Tiffany, thank you so much for the for the information. Appreciate it. And we'll catch up with you real soon again.
Thanks for having me today.
You bet. Check out the bbb.org for more information on home inspectors, scams, and so much more. They got a lot of great information out there. We'll take a quick break. More to come. You're watching Talking Fitchburg.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us. Ready! That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu. And especially this year, no one has time to get sick. Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you too.
Severe weather can strike anytime, anywhere, but there's a simple way to stay safe. Hey, Jim Cantori here. I stay safe in dangerous weather by planning ahead. You can stay safe too with a few easy steps. Build an inexpensive kit with supplies for your family's needs. Write down important information like phone numbers and medications. Always talk with your family, and remember any pets in your planning. Be ready, be safe. Start your plan today at ready.gov/plan.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joining me today from the Fitchburg Senior Center, it's Jill McCone, director and friend of the show. Jill, how you doing today?
Very good, and I really like your new haircut.
It's clean. It's a clean version of Jeremy. It's been overdue. Like I hate to see the hair start to, and I have these natural curls and.
I don't know. There's nothing wrong with natural curls.
We may or may not have been talking about your hair. Well, and it's funny because my son also, it was the Crosby boys had to go get their haircuts, and
nice.
He got kind of the similar cut to mine, so
that's nice.
He just doesn't have the beard, and for some reason he didn't notice that. He's like, "What's this on your face?" I was
what?
Like, it's been there the whole time, son.
Oh, he thought you were born that way, probably.
Apparently the haircut covered up I don't know, but there is more forehead, which makes it more shiny, which just gets downhill.
I was just giving you a compliment. You say thank you.
Yeah, I can't do that. No, can't. Well, they didn't want to hear about my hair. They want to hear about what's going on at the Fitchburg Senior Center, and a lot coming up here. First one, and a big one, is reducing falls in older adults, Stepping On program. It is a phenomenal program, and you have it at the Senior Center.
We've got it. Again, I want to say we did it in February or January, just a few months back. We had a full class. We had a wait list. We had another class. So we are offering now a third class with a few months in between, but it is a great class. That it's not really an exercise class. It's more of an educational class that talks about what things factor into falls, which is, medication, not using it correctly, throw rugs, the way that you do walk, safety outside when you walk. So it really encompasses a lot of things that factor into people falling.
Yeah, it's good. And it's part of Safe Communities group, which does great work. And falls is the leading cause of death.
Yeah.
Over 65, or it increases after age 65, I really should say.
Right.
And so this is an amazing class. And it's, like you said, it's more than just the exercise. It's not just about exercise, it's movement.
Well, and people think the fall, like, oh, they broke something and they did this. It's the hospitalization part of laying in bed, trying to rehab, and then you get pneumonia or you get some other weird infection. So there's all these supplemental things that happen after you fall. It's not, the fall is just the first start of the downhill slide. So if you can prevent that fall, yeah. So, yep, a good class. So sign up. Coming soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Next one, we're going to turn and say, get moving.
Get moving.
How to be fit, enhance your well-being. This sounds interesting.
I know. So this is sponsored by our Active Women's Group, and the facilitator is amazing, and she has lined up a lot of speakers. So even though it is by the Active Women's Group, it is open to the public, and Lori Devine, I think that's her name.
Yep.
So she's certified through the American College of Sports Medicine and the American Council on Exercise. So very knowledgeable, and just talk about the benefits of keeping moving, especially now it's getting warmer. People can get outside, and that'd be a good program. And that's the 19th at 2:15.
All right, we'll make sure that people get signed up for that, and I'll keep promoting that one.
Yeah.
Along with this one, the time is now, talking a little bit about healthcare decisions, as it's National Healthcare Decisions Day.
It is. April is National Healthcare Decision Month too, and so we have a wonderful person that is really a proponent of making sure that you fill out your wishes. Whether it's your power of attorney or your living will, and just talk about what that means to you. What do you want to see happen? Who is going to be your POA and make decisions for you? So John will be here at the Senior Center with forms or to answer questions. It's kind of just a drop-in. She's here from 11 to 1 o'clock, 2 different days, the April 13th and 14th. So if you don't have those documents in order, now is the time. I don't have those in order, which is just shameful. Jeremy, do you have yours in order?
Hey, this isn't turning questions on Jay Cross. This is on you, Jill McCone, director of the Senior Center. No, I don't.
No matter what age.
That is very true. It's you got to get it right. You got to organize these things. You really do. It's hard to take care of yourself.
And even if you don't have the documents, which I am embarrassed to say we have them filled out, we never got them notarized, but I talk to my kids quite a bit about my wishes. And, even if that's a step you can take, it is a gift to your family to not have to worry about what do you want to see happen, if you can't speak for yourself. I have talked to my 2 boys because I'm afraid they'll just pull the plug way prematurely. So I was like, listen, guys, I don't have
those. Give me some slack. I am your mom, Geez, guys, come on.
I'm like, come on, boys.
Yeah. No, I all kidding aside, really great to get those things organized. You may not things that you not even thought about. I think that's a part of it is just spelling all of it out, because it's a lot. And you're right. So 2 days to drop in and talk. I think that's great.
Yeah. And it's free.
And it's free. That's even better.
It's free to fill out those, power of attorney. Those are free documents. We have the forms, and, Amy's the notary, or they can go up to City Hall. So, I can talk the talk, but I'm certainly not walking the walk, but I'm going to do mine too. I'm going to do mine this month. I'm making a pledge.
Well, we won't question you on it.
Okay.
Don't question me either. I better drop in on one of these days and check that out for sure.
Right.
All right, moving on. Kind of a unique class coming up or event, and it's talking about Vladimir Putin. And to note, you had this on the calendar way before
we did
everything that's happening in Ukraine, which is really unfortunate. So,
right.
Tell us about this. What this one's about.
So, it's really just a look at the life of him as a leader. The man that's doing it has spent 20 years in Russia and has a lot of experience and has done these programs all over. And yes, while the timing seems a little bit uncomfortable, I do believe in just offering continuing education. And I think that that's what this is. You will walk away with your own opinion, whatever that may be. But this gentleman is just going to share some facts that he has learned over the years. And I think it's going to be rather interesting. And then I was like, well, maybe the timing is good, just to learn about this person as a man, as a leader, and certainly we're not going to change anybody's opinion, I don't think, by offering just an educational program. What's going on is a travesty, and I don't think there's any way to talk any differently about that. So anyway, that is going to be on the April 14th at 1. There's a Zoom available. He won't be here in person. It will be on Zoom. So, maybe just come and learn more.
Absolutely. And you have a lot of educational series that have come through. And that's what it's about. It's education. And I think it doesn't matter what side or what it is. It's just what it's worth is information, right. And some history pieces there. So it should be interesting at that. All right. Well, if people want to learn more about what's happening at the Senior Center, Jill, or just stay up to date, how can they do that?
They can, I think last month, remember, I was like, okay, see you later. They can go on our website. They can stop in. We'd love to see people here. They can send us an email to any of our staff, or I think we have Fitchburg Senior Center at Fitchburg. Well, I won't go into that long email. Stop in, go on the website, the city website, go to Senior Center, all of our contacts there, pick up a newsletter, look at a newsletter. And I wanted to put an extra plug in because our cardio drumming is so popular. We're going to be offering 2 classes come May. So, but we put the sign up online and they're already filling up. So we have some spots on Friday. We're offering a second class. It doesn't start until May, but the spots are filling up quickly if you go online. So
these were the big ball, like
those big balls and those buckets with those drumsticks. It's just going crazy. I love it.
Yeah, if you're missing any of those, just come check our other office because we may be having dodgeball tournaments. But other than that, All right, Jill, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it. We'll check back in with you next month.
All right, thanks.
You bet. So check out the website, pick up your copy of the newsletter, or sign up for it if you haven't, and check out what's happening. Very active down at the Senior Center. Take a quick break. More to come. You're watching Talking Fitchburg.
Hey, boss. Okay.
I said I'm fine. Me to bed, see you in the morning with the frosted Superman, but it wasn't on it. And we lost these in my head, in my head, in my head. We were underlay in my head.
Hey, son.
Hey, Bob.
You know you can talk to me.
Yeah.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Wrapping up the show for the day. I want to thank Tiffany Schultz of the Better Business Bureau helping us out with that home inspection. We'll get that posted up online along with our friends from the Fitchburg Senior Center. And we thank Jill McComb for joining us for her monthly update. We appreciate her time and all of our guests' time for helping us getting the information out to you. And if you want to stay connected with Fact TV, I'm not here when Andrew's not here, when anybody's not here. We're there. Or something like that. Have a good day.